Hey everybody, got something I want to read to you today. The state must declare the child to be the most precious treasure of the people. As long as the government is perceived as working for the benefit of the children, the people will happily endure almost any curtailment of liberty and almost any deprivation. Let that sink in. And at the end of this video, I'll tell you who said it. But let's break it down for a second. The state, the government, must declare the child, children, to be the most precious treasure of the people. Now, this is the 26th of June, 2018. And if you've been paying attention to the news lately, you can see this sentiment reflected in the news. And let's break down the next part of that. As long as the government is perceived as working for the benefit of the children, which it very much is, depending on who you are, but it actually is, the people will happily endure, almost any curtailment of liberty and almost any deprivation. Now look what's going on in the state of California, Arizona, Texas. Those three specifically. Look at the problem we have with immigration right now. I'm calling it an invasion because that's precisely what it is. Now look at Maxine Waters. As batshit crazy and loony as she is, she has just gotten through inciting violence against Trump supporters. Okay? Now, maybe that's pushing it a little bit too far. Maybe that's a bit too harsh of an indictment for Miss Maxine Mad Max Waters. But she did push that line. And you know there are going to be liberal leftist loonies out there that are going to say to themselves, well, maybe she didn't quite push it to inciting physical violence, but the call to harassing Trump supporters is enough. And you know the result of her having done that. There's going to be bloodshed. There's going to be shootings now. She just announced she gave carte blanche for the left to attack the right. Now, I didn't support Trump. I'm an anarchist, voluntarist, and I already know I'm going to be targeted as a Trump supporter simply because of the slogans I wear on my t-shirts, the things I say, and this hat, and the fact that I'm white and male and middle-aged. So I'm going to be mistaken for a Trump supporter. Probably because I don't have blue hair and I'm not, running around with the LGBT crowd going, rah, rah, I'm trans and all this. So, Trump supporters, get ready, because here it comes. Now, I know some of you, and let me just put this out there, and you'll know who I'm talking about, because if you're watching this video and you match this description, this little bit is specifically for you, so pay attention. I know some of you out there like to advertise that you support Trump. Stickers on your trucks, this sort of thing. The MAGA hats. Please, ditch that stuff. I'm telling you, get rid of it because it's painting a target on your back. Now, I don't want to see any of my fellow citizens be the victim of political attack by anybody. I don't want to see liberal leftists, elites in Silicon Valley. I don't want to see Miss Mad Max Maxine Waters get physically attacked for political reasons. Now, would it break my heart if she were? Well, no. Actually, they need to arrest her. They need to arrest her now. And they're probably not going to. Nobody's going to do anything about her. But, come on, people. My friends that support Trump, you know that you're going to be targeted. Get that Trump paraphernalia off of your vehicles and stop wearing MAGA hats. You can still support Trump if you like, that's fine. But just don't put it out there in public because Mad Max Maxine Waters has just given carte blanche for leftists to attack you. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, you name it. I'm concerned, and genuinely so, for your all safety. Here it comes. It's going to be the title of this video. Here it comes. Now you can see what's going on with the immigration problem. We've got the media complicit in the invasion, right? Posting hoax pictures, creating fake scenarios, tugging at the heartstrings of the weaker-minded, frankly, to get them to be, to call anybody who doesn't agree with them a Nazi, an evil Nazi who wants to see harm come to innocent little children. And of course, if you have half a brain, you know that that's all just hogwash. Okay? People are enduring curtailments of individual liberties. People right now, especially in California, are being deprived of rights. Okay? This is the war I've been talking about. It is here. It is in action. It is now. They need to get the U.S. military onto our southern border and lock it down. And that means keeping families together and sending them back the way they came. Not just a select few to make a point and to demonstrate that they're actually, working hard to solve the border crisis. No, 100% of them. They need to get deep into the states and round up the people that are here illegally, whether they've committed crimes or not, and get them out now. On the bus, off you go, no ifs, ands, or buts, no incarceration. Of course, we've got posse comitatus. We can't have the military in our streets. But we can absolutely have our military on our border, defending our border, because that's precisely what our military is for. It's the most appropriate role for our military. So I, for one, as much of an anti-statist as I am, I want to see something done, because you know what? I'm having a hard time finding a job. Why? Because every construction crew, every painting crew that I approach, none of them speak English. And they take one look at me and they're like, oh, no, very dismissive. I've got skills. These hands can mud, tape, plaster, do drywall, measure, cut. I can paint. I'm a good painter. And I can't get a job doing the things that I am best at because cheap labor, illegal labor, comes from Mexico and South America and takes those jobs. They really do. I'm not being paranoid. You can ask a lot of people right here in Sacramento who are also looking for work. White guys like me with good skills that can't find work. And work's supposedly everywhere. I'm getting tired of it. So, just to recap, let's run through that quote again, and then I'm going to disclose to you who said it. And then that's going to warp your noodle a little bit. The state must declare the child to be the most precious treasure of the people. As long as the government is perceived as working for the benefit of the children, the people will happily endure almost any curtailment of liberty and almost any deprivation. Take a wild guess at who said that. Well, I'll tell you. It was none other than Adolf Hitler. That's right. So just keep that in mind when you look at the news and you see all these crowds of people getting into hysterics over the children. And ask yourself if maybe the children are being used against you. And I just bet you'll find the answer just like that. Because it is, yes, they are being used against you.